Elon Musk works more than 100 hours a week. He leads Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, and several other ventures that push the boundaries of science and technology. To many people, his lifestyle seems impossible. How can one man juggle so much and still find the clarity to make world-changing decisions? The answer lies, at least in part, in the way he begins his day. Mornings. They're not just the start of another cycle. They are the foundation upon which the entire day is built. If the foundation is weak, everything that comes after will crumble. But if the foundation is strong, the rest of the day falls into place. And when we study some of the most successful people in history, visionaries, inventors, entrepreneurs, leaders, we discover one common truth. They all understand the power of mornings. Think about it. The early hours are quiet. The world is still. The phone isn't buzzing. Emails aren't flooding your inbox. Social media hasn't distracted your mind yet. In those first hours, you have a choice. Waste the silence or use it to build something extraordinary. Elon Musk understands this. While his schedule is famously packed, sometimes scheduled down to 5-minute increments, he respects the importance of mornings. He knows that what he does in those early hours has a ripple effect, influencing the thousands of decisions he must make later. And Musk is not alone. From Benjamin Franklin, who wrote about his structured mornings in the 1700s, to modern leaders, like Oprah Winfrey, Jeff Bezos, and Tim Cook, the evidence is clear. Mornings are a secret weapon. But why? Why do mornings matter so much? The science of mornings. Let's explore the science. Studies show that our brains are wired to be more alert and creative in the morning. After a night of sleep, the brain is refreshed, cleared of waste products, and primed for problem solving. Researchers at the University of Toronto found that morning people tend to report higher levels of positive emotions, happiness, excitement, and alertness. Another study from Harvard revealed that early risers are more proactive. They anticipate problems, prepare solutions, and perform better under stress. In other words, mornings don't just give you time. They give you power. And here's something even more fascinating. Waking up early doesn't just affect productivity. It affects identity. People who wake up early often describe themselves as being in control of their lives. They see themselves as disciplined, and that identity reinforces their behavior. Waking up early becomes not just an action, but a reflection of who they are. Why most people fail. Their mornings. The truth is, most people sabotage their mornings without even realizing it. They hit the snooze button once, twice, maybe 3 times. They reach for their phone, scroll through emails, messages, and social media. Within minutes, they've surrendered control of their day to other people's priorities. By the time they get out of bed, they're already behind, already reactive, already stressed. Contrast that with a person who wakes up with intention. Instead of snoozing, they rise. Instead of scrolling, they breathe, reflect, and move. Instead of reacting, they choose their first action carefully. That choice, repeated over days and weeks, compounds into massive success. Elon Musk cannot afford to start his day in chaos. He cannot let Twitter notifications or random emails dictate his mindset. His mornings are built for clarity, efficiency, and focus. And that's one of the reasons he's able to do what seems impossible. Mornings as a mirror of life. There's a saying, how you do anything is how you do everything. Your mornings are a mirror of your life. If your mornings are chaotic, chances are your life feels chaotic. If your mornings are intentional, your life will reflect that clarity. When Musk wakes up, his very first decisions are about the most important issues in his companies. He doesn't waste time on low-value tasks. That discipline shows up in how he runs Tesla, how he designs rockets, and how he thinks about the future of humanity. Your morning is your first victory of the day. And when you start with a victory, no matter how small, it builds momentum. One victory leads to another, and soon you're stacking wins instead of losses. Why you must take control of mornings, you might be thinking, but I'm not Elon Musk. I don't run billion-dollar companies. Do mornings really matter for me? The answer is yes. Perhaps even more, because mornings are about ownership. If you can't control the first hour of your day, how can you expect to control the next 23? If you let the world dictate your morning, the world will dictate your life. But when you take charge of your mornings, you send a message to yourself. I am in control. I decide how this day will unfold. That shift in mindset can change everything. The journey. Ahead, in this series, we'll uncover Elon Musk's exact morning habits. What time he wakes up, what he avoids, what he prioritizes, and how he structures his early hours for maximum impact. We'll explore 5 powerful habits that you can apply in your own life. And we'll compare Musk's routine with other leaders, showing you how the principle of intentional mornings is universal across industries, cultures, and generations. But more importantly, this isn't just about Elon Musk. It's about you. As you listen, I want you to imagine how your mornings could look if you made small but powerful changes. What if you stopped hitting snooze? What if you dedicated your first hour to growth instead of distraction? What if you treated your mornings as sacred? Because here's the truth. Success doesn't start in boardrooms. It doesn't start in classrooms. It doesn't even start in offices or factories. Success starts in the morning. It starts with the first decision you make when the alarm clock rings. And just like Elon Musk, you can choose to begin each day as a champion. Habit 1. Wake up. With purpose. When Elon Musk wakes up, he doesn't waste time. He doesn't roll over and scroll through endless notifications. He doesn't dive into distractions. Instead, he wakes up with intention, purpose, clarity. Most people wake up as if mornings are an inconvenience. They hit snooze, complain about being tired, and stumble into the day already defeated. But Musk treats mornings differently. For him, they are an opportunity, a chance to seize control before the chaos begins. The power of intention. There's a profound difference between waking up by accident and waking up on purpose. When you wake up by accident, the alarm drags you out of sleep and you react. You don't lead your morning leads you. But when you wake up with purpose, you rise with clarity about what matters most. Musk once explained that his mornings are focused on tasks that have the highest leverage, emails and decisions that impact his companies directly. He doesn't waste time with small talk or trivialities. He knows that every moment counts. This is what purpose looks like, identifying the few things that matter most and aligning your actions with them. Why purpose beats motivation. Motivation is unreliable. Some mornings you'll wake up energized. Other mornings you won't. If you rely on motivation, you'll fail. Purpose is different. Purpose gives you a reason to get out of bed even when you don't feel like it. Elon Musk doesn't wake up early because it's trendy. He wakes up early because his companies and the future of entire industries depend on him. That kind of responsibility creates purpose, and purpose fuels action. You may not be running billion-dollar companies, but you have your own reasons. Maybe it's your family, maybe it's your dreams, maybe it's the life you know you're capable of building. When you attach your mornings to that purpose, discipline becomes natural. Science of purposeful mornings. Psychologists have found that having a clear sense of purpose reduces stress, increases resilience, and even improves longevity. People who wake up with a goal live longer, healthier, and happier lives. That's not an exaggeration. It's science. A study published in Applied Psychology found that early risers who begin their day with meaningful tasks report higher productivity and lower levels of burnout. Purpose creates energy. Purpose eliminates hesitation. Think about the last time you had something exciting planned, a trip, an important meeting, or a new opportunity. Did you need an alarm clock to wake up? Probably not. You woke up naturally, eager to begin. That's the power of purpose. A story of contrast. Imagine two people. Person A wakes up late, checks their phone, scrolls through social media, and spends 20 minutes comparing their life to others. By the time they start their day, they feel anxious, behind, and unfocused. Person B wakes up early, takes a deep breath, and reminds themselves of their most important goal. They sit down, open a notebook, and write the single task that will move them forward today. Within minutes, they are aligned and focused. Who do you think will create a better future? The difference is not talent. It's not money. It's not luck. The difference is intention. How to wake up with purpose. So, how can you apply this in your own life? Here are some steps inspired by Musk's approach. Decide tonight, not tomorrow. Purpose begins the night before. Before going to bed, write down the 1 or 2 things you must do tomorrow morning. That way, when you wake up, you don't waste time deciding. You already know. Avoid the phone. The first 30 minutes of your day should be sacred. Don't give them away to notifications. If Musk can avoid scrolling Twitter first thing in the morning, so can you. Anchor to your vision. Musk wakes up driven by the mission of transforming humanity. Electric cars, space travel, artificial intelligence. Your mission may be smaller in scale but no less important. Remind yourself every morning why you are waking up early. Start with impact. Do something that matters. Write, plan, solve a problem. Create. Begin your day with a victory. Purpose as identity. There's something deeper here. Waking up with purpose isn't just about productivity. It's about identity. Every morning, you cast a vote for the person you want to be. When you choose distraction, you reinforce the identity of a distracted person. When you choose purpose, you reinforce the identity of a disciplined person. Over time, those votes accumulate. They shape your beliefs, your confidence, your destiny. This is why mornings are so powerful. They are a daily opportunity to become who you want to be. Elon Musk's example. Let's be clear, Musk doesn't have perfect mornings every single day. He's human. Sometimes he works late and sleeps less than he should. But his default is still discipline. His default is still purpose. And that consistency compounds over years into extraordinary results. You don't need to copy his exact schedule. What matters is adopting the principle. Wake up with purpose, not by accident. Your challenge, so here's your challenge. For the next 7 days before you go to sleep, write down one thing you will do first in the morning. Just one. When you wake up, do it. No negotiation, no excuses. By the end of the week, you'll feel the shift. You'll notice that your mornings are no longer random. They are intentional. And when your mornings are intentional, your life becomes intentional. Habit 2. Tackle the hardest problems first. Elon Musk doesn't wait until the afternoon to solve the biggest challenges of his companies. He doesn't push them off until tomorrow. He tackles them head-on, first thing in the morning. This principle is known around the world as eating the frog. The idea is simple. If the hardest, ugliest task is the first thing you face, then the rest of the day feels lighter, easier, more manageable. Musk and the power of problem-solving. Musk is a problem solver at his core. From building reusable rockets at SpaceX to scaling electric cars at Tesla, his work is a constant battle against impossible challenges, and his mornings are reserved for those problems. He uses the first hours of the day to make critical decisions, address technical challenges, and respond to issues that could have billion-dollar consequences. For Musk, mornings are not about small wins. They're about massive impact. Why the morning is best for hard problems. There's a scientific reason Musk faces his hardest problems early. After sleep, the brain is fresh. Cognitive energy is at its peak. Willpower is strongest in the morning but fades as the day goes on. By evening, decision fatigue sets in, making it harder to think clearly. Tackling hard tasks early ensures they get done before energy is drained by meetings, interruptions, or emergencies. It's not just discipline, it's neuroscience. The trap of avoidance. Most people do the opposite. They avoid the hard task, convincing themselves they'll get to it later. Instead, they fill their mornings with easy wins. Checking email, scrolling, busy work that feels productive but isn't. The problem: the hardest task remains undone, weighing on their mind all day. By night, they're exhausted, and the hard task is pushed to tomorrow. The cycle repeats, and big goals are delayed indefinitely. Musk refuses to play that game. He knows the survival of his companies depends on solving the hardest problems first. A practical example. Imagine 2 employees. One spends the morning answering simple emails, making coffee, and cleaning their desk. The other spends the first 2 hours working on a critical project that could land a $1 million client. At the end of the day, both are busy. But only one moved the needle. That's the difference between activity and impact. Musk lives in the world of impact. How to apply this habit. Here's how you can bring this principle into your own mornings. Identify your frog. Before you go to sleep, write down the single hardest, most important task for tomorrow. Do it first. Don't negotiate. Don't delay. Don't bargain with yourself. Wake up and attack it. Protect the time. Block distractions. Put your phone on silent. Close unnecessary tabs. Give yourself 60 to 90 minutes of uninterrupted focus. Celebrate the win. Finishing the hardest task creates momentum. Use that momentum to power the rest of your day. The confidence effect. Here's the secret. When you do hard things early, you build confidence. You send a message to yourself: I can handle difficult challenges. That confidence compounds, making you more resilient, more decisive, more unstoppable. Musk faces problems that would paralyze most people, but because he attacks them early, he keeps moving forward. Storytelling. Contrast picture. 2 versions of yourself. Version A spends the morning doing easy tasks, checking messages, organizing files, staying busy. Version B wakes up, takes a deep breath, and tackles the hardest challenge on their plate. By noon, the hard work is done. The rest of the day feels lighter. Which version of you will succeed faster? Musk's mental model. Musk uses what he calls first principles thinking. Instead of accepting assumptions, he breaks problems down to their fundamental truths and builds solutions from the ground up. That requires energy, creativity, and sharp focus, which is why he does it early. Imagine applying the same to your life. Instead of running from your hardest problems, what if you tackled them first with a clear mind? Your challenge for the next week: identify your hardest task each night. When you wake up, do it first. No distractions, no excuses. At the end of 7 days, notice how much lighter, more productive, and more confident you feel. This habit is simple, but it separates the average from the exceptional. Habit 3. Care for body and mind. Elon Musk is famous for his extreme work ethic, sometimes clocking more than 100 hours a week. But even he has admitted something important. For years, he neglected his health. He would skip meals, survive on caffeine, and work deep into the night. And while that level of hustle may produce results in the short term, it comes at a cost. The turning point Musk has shared in interviews that burnout is real, even for billionaires. He realized that if he wanted to keep pushing the boundaries of technology, he couldn't treat his body like a machine without maintenance. Over time, he began to adjust, prioritizing at least 6 hours of sleep per night, incorporating exercise, and being more conscious about food. This is a powerful reminder. Success without health is failure in disguise. What good is achieving your goals if you destroy yourself in the process? The science of energy research shows that your body and mind are inseparable. A morning workout doesn't just build muscles, it fuels your brain. Physical activity increases blood flow, oxygen, and neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin. These chemicals boost focus, improve mood, and sharpen decision-making. That's why so many high performers exercise in the morning. It's not about building the perfect body. It's about building the perfect mind for the challenges ahead. Even something as simple as a 20-minute walk or stretching can create a huge difference in clarity and productivity. Musk's morning adjustments. Musk is not known for elaborate morning rituals. He doesn't spend hours meditating or following a 15-step wellness routine. His mornings are simple, but intentional. Sleep, shower, coffee, and straight into work. But within that simplicity, he has made one essential change, acknowledging the importance of health. In one interview, he admitted that he exercises at least a couple of times a week, weightlifting and cardio. Not extreme, but consistent. And consistency is the real secret. Why health matters for high achievers. Your brain consumes about 20% of your body's energy. That means the fuel you put into your body directly affects your ability to think. Poor diet, lack of sleep, and no exercise? That's like trying to launch a rocket with half its fuel tank. Musk knows his companies depend on his brain power. And his brain depends on his body. That's why caring for both is non-negotiable. Practical applications for you. Here's how you can follow this principle in your own life, even without Musk's resources. Prioritize sleep. Aim for 7 to 8 hours, when possible. Sleep is not a luxury, it's the foundation of performance. Move your body. Start small, 10 push-ups, a brisk walk, stretching. Consistency matters more than intensity. Fuel wisely. A light, healthy breakfast, protein, fruits, hydration can set you up for focus all morning. Protect mental space. Don't overload your mornings with negativity. Read something uplifting. Reflect. Meditate if it helps. The compounding effect. Think of health as compound interest. One night of good sleep won't change your life. One workout won't transform your body. But over weeks, months, and years, the effect is enormous. Energy builds. Focus sharpens. Resilience grows. Musk doesn't exercise for vanity. He does it because the future of his companies depends on his clarity. Likewise, your future depends on how you treat your body today. Story of two paths. Imagine two versions of yourself. One skips breakfast, rushes out the door, and runs on caffeine. By midday, they're exhausted and irritable. The other takes a few minutes to hydrate, stretch, and eat something nourishing. By midday, they still have energy, focus, and control. C2 had the same number of hours, but one lived those hours with power. Your challenge this week: choose one way to care for your body and mind each morning. Maybe it's 10 minutes of exercise. Maybe it's better sleep. Maybe it's starting with a healthy meal. Do it consistently and watch how your productivity shifts. Remember, your body is the vehicle of your dreams. Treat it well, and it will take you further than you ever imagined. Habit 4. Extreme time management. Time is the one resource Elon Musk cannot create more of. He can raise billions of dollars, he can build rockets, cars, and satellites. But he cannot add even a single extra minute to his day. That's why he treats time with an intensity most people never even imagine. The 5-minute rule. Musk is famous for dividing his day into 5-minute blocks. That means every activity, emails, meetings, problem solving, is carefully scheduled into tiny increments. Why? Because when you measure time at that level of precision, you see just how valuable it really is. Most people live as if time is unlimited. They waste hours on distractions, gossip, or tasks that don't matter. Musk, on the other hand, protects every minute. He knows that lost time is lost opportunity. Why time management matters more than money. Here's the truth. You can lose money and earn it back. You can lose possessions and replace them. But once a minute is gone, it's gone forever. Musk operates with that urgency. It's why he can run multiple billion-dollar companies simultaneously. The average person struggles to manage even one job. Musk manages entire industries. His secret? Ruthless focus on time. The science of attention. Neuroscience confirms what Musk practices. Focus is fragile. Every distraction, every notification, every interruption comes at a cost. Studies show it takes about 23 minutes to fully regain focus after being interrupted. Imagine how much productivity is lost by checking your phone 50 times a day. Musk avoids this trap by structuring his day in blocks. When he's working on engineering, he's fully immersed. When he's in meetings, he's present. When he's with family, he tries, though imperfectly, to give them his attention. Time blocking reduces wasted transitions and maximizes deep work. The cost of poor time management. Think about the last time you said, "I don't have time." The truth is, you did have time. You just spent it elsewhere. Poor time management is not about lack of hours, it's about lack of priorities. Musk doesn't have more hours than you. He has the same 24, but he uses them differently. That difference compounds over years into rockets launched, companies built, and industries disrupted. How to apply extreme time management. Here's how you can bring Musk's principle into your own life. Time audit. Track how you spend a single day. Write it down. You'll be shocked at how many hours disappear into distractions. Block your day. Schedule your activities in chunks. Work, study, exercise, even relaxation. Give everything a block. Cut ruthlessly. Musk is known for walking. Out of meetings that waste time, you must be equally ruthless. If it doesn't serve your mission, cut it. Batch small tasks. Instead of checking email 20 times, set a block for it. Instead of responding to messages all day, set specific times. Protect deep work. Reserve at least one block for your hardest, most important work. No interruptions, no excuses. A story of contrast picture. Two entrepreneurs. The first wakes up, reacts to emails, jumps between tasks, and feels busy all day. By night, they're exhausted, but realize they achieved little of real value. The second wakes up, follows a structured schedule, and protects their focus. By night, they've completed their hardest tasks, moved closer to their vision, and still have energy. Same hours, different results. Musk's ruthlessness with time. There's a story of Musk ending meetings abruptly if they served no purpose. He once told employees, "Walk out of a meeting if you're not adding value." That's not arrogance, it's clarity. He refuses to waste minutes on things that don't matter. Imagine if you treated your time with the same respect. What would you cut? Who would you stop giving endless hours to? What could you accomplish if you treated time as sacred? Your challenge for the next week? Block your days, even loosely. Give yourself clear time slots for work, rest, and growth. At the end of the week, review. You'll see just how much more you can achieve when you stop letting time slip through your fingers. Because here's the truth: if you control your time, you control your life. Musk knows it. Now it's your turn. Habit 5. Constantly review priorities. Elon Musk runs multiple billion-dollar companies. Every day, thousands of decisions could land on his desk. But he knows one truth: not all tasks are created equal. Some matter, most don't. His secret? Relentlessly reviewing priorities and cutting everything that doesn't serve the mission. The trap of busy work. Most people confuse being busy with being productive. They spend hours answering low-level emails, attending unnecessary meetings, or reacting to other people's problems. At the end of the day, they feel drained, but realize they haven't moved closer to their real goals. Musk refuses to fall into that trap. He constantly asks, "Is this task important? Does it move the mission forward? If not, why am I doing it?" And if the answer isn't clear, he cuts it. Fast. The art of saying no. Steve Jobs once said, "Focusing is about saying no." Musk embodies that principle. Every yes to a distraction is a no to progress. He doesn't try to do everything. He tries to do the right things. This is why reviewing priorities isn't optional. It's survival. Without it, even the most disciplined morning routine collapses under the weight of meaningless work. Why priorities change? Here's the secret: priorities are not static. They shift with circumstances, opportunities, and challenges. What mattered yesterday may not matter today. That's why Musk reviews them daily. It's not enough to set priorities once a year or once a quarter. They must be checked again and again. This habit allows him to pivot quickly, adapt to crises, and focus on what truly matters at that exact moment. The science of decision-making. Cognitive science shows that humans have limited decision-making capacity each day. It's called decision fatigue. The more choices you make, the worse your decisions become. By constantly reviewing priorities, Musk conserves energy for the decisions that truly count. He doesn't waste brain power on trivialities. He directs it toward high-leverage problems. How you can apply this habit. You don't need to run Tesla or SpaceX to benefit from this principle. Here's how to apply it in your own life. Daily review. At the end of each day, list your top 3 priorities for tomorrow. Not 10, not 20, just 3. Morning check. When you wake up, confirm those priorities. Ask yourself, are these still the most important? Adjust if necessary. Cut the noise, delete, delegate, or defer anything that isn't on the list. Don't let busy work steal your best energy. Weekly reflection. On Sundays, review your week. Did your actions align with your true goals? If not, adjust. The confidence of clarity. When you review priorities daily, you live with clarity. You stop feeling guilty about unfinished tasks because you know you focused on what mattered most. You stop chasing every shiny object. You stop wasting time on things that don't move your life forward. That clarity builds confidence. You no longer wonder if you're doing enough. You know you're doing the right things. A story of contrast. Imagine 2 professionals. One says yes to every request, fills their calendar with endless meetings, and spends the week exhausted. The other reviews their priorities, says no to most distractions, and dedicates energy only to tasks that align with their mission. Both are busy. Only one is effective: Musk's ruthlessness. Musk has been criticized for being blunt, even harsh, in cutting distractions. But that's the price of protecting priorities. He understands that his time must be spent on tasks that create real impact. Everything else? Noise. You may not need to be as extreme, but you must be clear. If you want an extraordinary life, you cannot treat every task as equal. Some matter more. Focus there. Your challenge for the next 7 days: end each night with a list of your top 3 priorities for tomorrow. Each morning, check them again. During the day, eliminate everything else. At the end of the week, reflect. Did you feel more focused, more productive, more in control? Chances are yes, because clarity creates power, and when you focus first, everything else falls into place. Comparisons with other leaders. Elon Musk's mornings are powerful, but he is not alone. Across history, leaders, innovators, and visionaries have all understood one truth: the way you start your day shapes everything that follows. Steve Jobs, simplicity and reflection. Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple, was famous for his minimalist lifestyle and relentless focus. Every morning, he asked himself one question: if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do? That single reflection guided his decisions and cut through the noise. Jobs understood that mornings weren't just for tasks, they were for alignment. By starting his day with clarity, he avoided wasting time on things that didn't matter. Imagine asking yourself that same question every morning. How much closer would you move toward a life of meaning? Jeff Bezos. High-quality decisions. Amazon's founder, Jeff Bezos, prioritized his mornings for what he called high-quality decisions. He believed his brain was sharpest in the first few hours after waking. That's when he scheduled critical meetings, negotiations, and problem-solving sessions. Bezos also protected his sleep, aiming for a full 8 hours each night. He knew that rest wasn't weakness, it was fuel. By combining rest with intentional mornings, he built one of the most powerful companies on Earth. Warren Buffett. Reading for hours. Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investors of all time, spends up to 80% of his mornings reading. Books, reports, newspapers. He fills his mind with information before making decisions. Why? Because knowledge compounds, just like interest. By starting his day with learning, Buffett ensures his mind is sharper and wiser with every passing year. Your mornings could include the same. Even 20 minutes of reading daily adds up to over 120 hours a year of focused learning. Imagine how much smarter you would be if you invested your mornings like Buffett did Oprah Winfrey. Centering the Mind Opera's mornings are built on balance, meditation, gratitude, and exercise. She centers herself before facing the demands of her empire. For her, mornings are not just about productivity, but about alignment of body, mind, and spirit. This shows us that success isn't one size fits all. Some leaders attack problems, some read, some reflect, but they all treat mornings as sacred. Tim Cook. Discipline in action. Apple's current CEO, Tim Cook, wakes up around 4 a.m. He begins with emails, exercise, and preparation. Cook uses the early hours to get ahead, literally beating the sun to his first victories of the day. His discipline proves that mornings are a competitive advantage. When the rest of the world is sleeping, he is already moving forward. The common thread: different leaders, different routines. But one common principle: intentional mornings. None of these people wake up without purpose. None of them treat mornings casually. They each design their early hours to serve their mission. This is the pattern we cannot ignore. Whether it's reflection like Jobs, decision-making like Bezos, reading like Buffett, meditation like Oprah, or discipline like Cook. The morning routine becomes a foundation for extraordinary results. Why this matters for you. You may not run a trillion-dollar company, but you run your own life. Your time is your empire. Your decisions shape your future, and your mornings are the key to unlocking both. Ask yourself, what kind of leader do I want to be for my own life? The answer begins with how you spend your first hour each day. Your challenge this week: experiment. Choose one approach from these leaders and test it in your mornings. Ask Jobs' question of reflection. Schedule Bezos-style high-quality decisions. Read like Buffett. Meditate like Oprah. Or wake up earlier with Cook's discipline. Find the one that resonates. Then make it your own. Because success is not about copying routines. It's about adopting principles and adapting them to your life. How to apply in your own life. Step-by-step guide. It's one thing to hear about Elon Musk's habits. It's another thing to apply them in your own life. The truth is, success is not built on hearing stories. It's built on action. So let's break down exactly how you can bring these principles into your mornings. Step by step. Step 1. Define your purpose. Purpose is the fuel of discipline. Without it, waking up early will feel like punishment. With it, waking up early becomes exciting. Tonight, write down one sentence. Why do I want to wake up earlier? It could be for your family, your business, your health, your dreams. Be honest. That purpose will carry you through the hard mornings when motivation isn't enough. Step 2. Choose a wake-up time. You don't need to wake up at 4 a.m. like Tim Cook. You don't need to wake up at 7 a.m. like Musk. What matters is consistency. Choose a wake-up time that works for your life and stick to it. Your brain loves rhythm. By waking up at the same time daily, your body naturally adjusts, making mornings easier. Step 3. Create a morning ritual. Your ritual doesn't need to be long. In fact, keep it simple. Musk's morning is straightforward. Wake up, shower, coffee, work. But intentional. Your ritual might look like this. Drink water. Move your body. Stretch, walk, exercise. Reflect or write down your priorities. Start your hardest task. 4 steps. That's it. Step 4. Protect the first hour. The first hour is sacred. Don't give it away to notifications, emails, or social media. This is your time. Think of it as prime real estate. If you waste it, you pay a heavy price. If you invest it, you gain exponential returns. Step 5. Eat the frog. Every night, decide your frog, the hardest, most impactful task you will do tomorrow morning. Write it down. When you wake up, attack it first. This single habit will transform your productivity. No more carrying the weight of an undone task all day. Instead, you start with momentum. Step 6. Move your body. You don't need a full workout program. 10 minutes is enough. But those 10 minutes will fuel your mind, sharpen your focus, and lift your energy. Even Musk, with his relentless schedule, makes room for exercise. If he can, so can you. Step 7. Review priorities. Daily at night, list your top 3 priorities. For tomorrow. In the morning, confirm them. This daily review keeps you aligned. It prevents you from wasting energy on things that don't matter. Step 8. Track and adjust. No plan is perfect. Your first week may feel awkward. That's okay. The goal is not perfection. The goal is consistency. Track your progress. Ask, what worked? What didn't? What can I improve? Over time, your mornings will evolve into a system that works perfectly for you. The power of small wins. Don't underestimate small changes. Waking up 30 minutes earlier. Drinking water first thing. Writing down one priority. These may seem minor, but they stack. And stacked over months, they transform. Lives Musk didn't build SpaceX overnight. Buffett didn't build wealth in a year. Oprah didn't build influence in a season. Their success is compounded effort, applied daily. Common mistakes to avoid: trying to copy others exactly. Use Musk for inspiration, not imitation. Build your own version. Doing too much at once. Start small, add one habit at a time. Punishing yourself for failure. You'll miss days, that's normal. Get back on track. Consistency beats perfection. Imagine your future, close your eyes, and imagine your life 6 months from now if you applied these steps. You wake up energized. You start with clarity. You finish your hardest work before others even begin. Your body feels strong, your mind sharp, your days intentional. That's not a fantasy. That's what mornings designed with purpose can create. 7-day morning. Challenge: you've learned the habits. You've seen how Elon Musk and other leaders use their mornings as weapons for success. But knowledge without action is useless. So now, it's time for you to apply it. Here's a simple, but powerful 7-day challenge to transform your mornings and eventually your life. Day 1. Define your why. Without purpose, discipline feels like punishment. On the first day, write down why you want to wake up early and design intentional mornings. Is it for your career, your family, your health, your dreams? Keep it simple, but make it meaningful. Day 2. Set a consistent wake-up. Time discipline begins with rhythm. On day 2, decide on a wake-up time and commit to it for the rest of the challenge. It doesn't have to be 5 a.m. Choose something realistic for your lifestyle. The key is consistency. Day 3. Eliminate the first distraction. Today, commit to no phone for the first 30 minutes. No notifications, no social media, no email. Replace it with a glass of water, stretching, or deep breathing. Protect your mental space before the world demands your attention. Day 4. Eat the frog. Choose your hardest, most impactful task and do it first. It could be writing, studying, exercising, or solving a work problem. This will build momentum and give you a sense of control that lasts all day. Day 5. Move your body. Dedicate at least 15 minutes to movement. A walk, yoga, push-ups, or even dancing to your favorite song. Your body fuels your brain. Treat it with respect. Day 6. Review your priorities. At the end of Day 5, write down your top 3 priorities for Day 6. In the morning, review them. Focus only on those tasks until they're complete. This will eliminate busy work and create clarity. Day 7. Reflection and vision. On the final day, spend 15 minutes reflecting. What did you notice about your energy, your productivity, your focus? Write it down. Then look forward. How could your life change if you did this not for 7 days but for 70? Or 700? The compounding effect 1 week may seem small, but it's enough to experience the difference. You'll feel more control, more clarity, more confidence, and when you feel that shift, you'll want to keep going. Success is not built in giant leaps. It's built in consistent steps, day by day, morning by morning. Challenge recap. Day 1. Define your why. Day 2. Set a wake-up time. Day 3. Eliminate distractions. Day 4. Eat the frog. Day 5. Move your body. Day 6. Review priorities. Day 7. Reflect and envision. Follow these steps and you won't just change your mornings. You'll change your identity. You'll prove to yourself that you can live with discipline, focus, and purpose. So, let's step back and look at the bigger picture. What have we learned from Elon Musk's mornings and from the routines of the world's greatest leaders? We've learned that mornings are not accidents. They are choices. Elon Musk wakes up with purpose. He tackles the hardest problems first. He cares for his body and his mind. He manages time with precision. And he reviews his priorities relentlessly. Different leaders do it differently. Jobs reflected, Bezos made decisions, Buffett read, Oprah meditated, Cook exercised discipline. But the principle is the same. The way you begin your day determines the way you live your life. Your mornings, your destiny. Every morning, you face a decision. Will you hit snooze, reach for distractions, and start reactive? Or will you rise with intention, take control, and start proactive? That choice may seem small, but repeated daily, it becomes your destiny. Elon Musk doesn't succeed because of one morning. He succeeds because of thousands of mornings stacked with discipline. And you can do the same. Imagine the future you picture yourself 6 months from now if you take this seriously. You wake up with clarity. You start with your most important task. You feel stronger, healthier, more focused. You move through the day with momentum instead of dragging yourself behind. Now, picture yourself 6 months from now if you don't change anything. Same habits, same distractions, same mornings wasted. Which version of you will you choose? The power of now. There's a saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. The same applies to your mornings. You can't change yesterday, but you can decide today. You can decide tomorrow morning. Discipline is not about perfection. It's about direction. If you miss a day, get back up. If you fail, try again. Every morning is a fresh start. So here's what I want you to do. Subscribe to this channel if you want more content that will push you to grow. Comment below. Which of Elon Musk's morning habits will you apply tomorrow? Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Someone who needs a wake-up call for their mornings. Because success doesn't belong to the lucky. It belongs to the disciplined. And discipline begins the moment you open your eyes. Remember this, your morning is your first victory of the day. Win it, and you'll create momentum to win everything else. Lose it, and the day slips away before you even begin. So don't waste another sunrise. Don't give away another morning to chaos. Choose discipline, choose clarity, choose purpose. Wake up early, live with intention, and go out there and win your day.